Thanks for coming by P.U.S.H. Alright, so I thought it would be a fun challenge for us this week here at P.U.S.H. for us to try our hand at floating boats. Now, a lot of people are like, meh, how big of a deal is that? But I want you to decide what unit you're going to use to see how well your boat floats. So it's kind of a math thing here too. I'm going to use the unit of Star Wars action figures and see how many Star Wars action figures my boat can float. Alright, so I'm going to make my boat out of tinfoil, and I welcome you to make a boat out of tinfoil as well, or try something else, alright? So let's go to the challenge. So to make my boat, I've chosen to use tinfoil. Now, I think it's a good idea to think about how much material we're using. And with something like a tinfoil boat, it's best if we make our boat with just one piece of the material. So I'm going to pull myself out a piece of tinfoil that's about square. I think this is about as long as it is wide. And now I've got my piece of tinfoil. So I'm going to carefully shape it so that it's as big as I can possibly get it without losing too much, because I do want it to float. So let's see. Alright, so I'm going to try this tinfoil boat and see how well it does and see how many, I'm going to see how many Star Wars action figures I can get to float in this boat. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Alright, so I'm ready to test my boat. I've got my boat, I've got my bin of water, and I've got my unit of measurement Star Wars action figures. So first, let's see if my boat floats. Alright, so far so good, and I don't even see any leaks, which is kind of surprising because I don't know how well I put that thing together. Alright, so let's start adding Star Wars action figures. I've got one stormtrooper. Oh, he's still floating. Alright. Then I've got Obi-Wan. Oh, they're both still floating. Alright, then I add this Rebel pilot. Alright, still floating. Hitting the sides, but still floating. Alright, and then Chewbacca. Alright, well, my boat floats at least 4 Star Wars action figures. Unfortunately, I don't have any more than that. I would need to change units to something more reasonable. So, for example, I know that my boat floats 4 Star Wars action figures. Do you think my boat would float more or less than 4 pennies? What about if I took one of the big books from back here? What about if I took my Ancient Civilizations book? Do you think my boat would float more or less than 4 Ancient Civilizations books? Alright, so go out and test your boats. You don't have to make them out of tinfoil, but experiment and see what you can find out. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed making and then floating a boat here at P.U.S.H. this week. I would love to hear how things worked out for you, or see any pictures or videos of you doing it. You can always tweet me, or certainly you can email me at pickingupsteamchallenges@gmail.com. I'd love to see what you created and know what you discovered.